Hey there, welcome to another album review, and today we have It All Starts From Pieces by Distant Dream. And look, needless to say, yes, this is another YouTube recommendation. Look, you just need to assume that unless it was essentially recommended by someone else, I probably very likely either stumbled upon it on YouTube or stumbled upon it on like some random website or something like that. So yes, this is another YouTube recommendation. Funnily enough, this is one of those that was together with a lot of the other albums that always got recommended to me, but I never checked out, even though I kind of wanted to. So yes, this is more like math metal, like math rock type thing, you know what I mean? Like essentially imagine, the Four Giants, Pliny, like those sort of vibes, I guess. And I must say, like, this is actually has probably the strongest vibes to Pliny that of every single, like, or Jesus fucking Christ, I'm basically this has the strongest vibe to when compared to Pliny than any other thing that I have reviewed on the channel. There we go, I got the words out. But yes, basically it's very, instrumental. There's no lyrics, there's nothing like that, and it's pretty much just guitars, bass, and drums, and everyone just sort of vibing. Now, I guess that's perhaps a little bit of a reductive way of, I guess, picturing the entire thing. Yes, look, it goes really hard into, or it leans really hard into, essentially the songs and basically the progress of the songs being on or hinging on the guitars and the rhythm that the guitars have. Usually you have like a heavier rhythm that is like bass, or even a guitar sometimes. I actually don't know if it's a bass or a guitar. It sounds like a guitar, but still, right? And you have like a more higher pitched guitar that is a bit more simple, more simple notes that sort of carries the narrative, I guess, right? And sort of the song progresses through that, right? It progresses through what notes and what patterns that guitar plays. And usually, if the other guitars go quiet, if the rhythm goes quiet or whatever, and it simplifies, and essentially it's sort of like through that, it's basically like using the instruments in a way to like tell a narrative. As much as I would love to, I guess, be attached to this album, I think that one of the things that we can clear upon listening to it quite a bit was the fact that to a certain degree, I do enjoy it more than I enjoyed other things of its genre, purely because I love when songs just have that sort of space where it's like everything sort of goes down and it's, a lot more silence than the rest of the song. It still allows you to breathe and it gives you space to breathe. I really love when it does that, but I do to a certain degree fear that it is a lot about like making, songs sound cool rather than trying to establish, I guess, a narrative to them. Definitely, I didn't like feel a narrative to the songs, even if like there is a semblance of a narrative, but it's just not very pronounced, I would say. So it's a bit like hard, I guess, in order for me to like, it's very weird because it's like it's there's a semblance of narrative, but at the same time, like, you don't feel like there actually is one. You know what I mean? So it's a bit weird on that regard. Now, something else that I actually have to say, and or at least question, is the fact that so I usually listen to music on YouTube. Now, the best part about listening to music on YouTube is that sometimes you have a sneak peek of the video clips that the bands release. Now, this album has 8 songs. Out of the 8 songs, I think like 4 of them have video clips. Kind of. In reality, they're more like playthroughs than video clips. Essentially, the video clips in this album are all just the band members like usually someone just playing the guitar for some reason, and that's all the video clip is. And I find it a little bit like disheartening that that's actually the case, when I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care that you're playing the fucking guitar. I couldn't give two shit. And the fucking cover art is a complete banger. Like, it's really good, it looks really nice, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it looks typical fucking prog, math rock, prog metal type album cover, sure, but it looks really nice, like, why did you just make video clips about, like, the band members playing guitar, I guess, I don't know, I just found it a little bit weird, but, yeah, that aside, Yes, the album is like 8 songs. I think the runtime is somewhere like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something along those lines, I would say, right? Maybe even like 50-ish minutes. It's somewhere along that runtime. It's honestly a short but sweet album, like many like these that I've heard before. And as always, like, production is good. I don't know why the fuck, like, they always have nice production. And at least, like, to me, it sounds, obviously I'm not, an expert in this, but to me it sounds nice, it sounds clean, I like it, and I really enjoy it. And it does, like, I think that the best part about it is probably the ambient, because I was talking about narratives, and while that's true, I think that ambient wise, like the atmosphere that the entire thing creates, I think that's actually really strong. I think that's probably the strongest part of the album, right? So I think that if you do want a more atmospheric experience when it comes to sort of this type of, when I say atmospheric, I mean like the sense of space that these songs create, rather than it actually being like atmospheric, the genre, right? I use atmospheric more on the regard of creating a sense of physical space, which is something that not every song can do and not every song is able to do, right? So in terms of that, I would say this album is actually really nice. It makes you feel very, like, in terms of a physical space, it makes you feel like very, alone but at peace, which seems to be the case for a lot of these albums. So I would say that on that regard, at least, the album is actually really nice. So yeah, I mean, in terms of YouTube recommendations, I put all of these albums on like a playlist that I use to like hear stuff when I'm working, so I have to have like music on the background. I think this is one of the ones that is also there because I just thought, oh yeah, that's actually really nice, I'm gonna put it there as well, because definitely I enjoyed it at least to that degree, right? Did I enjoy it more than that? I don't know. I think it's hard. Like, I find it really weird how a lot of these albums, theoretically, they should be the type of thing that I absolutely love, like I love Pliny, for example, but like a lot of them are just teetering on the edge of being only nice to sort of have on the not only, but mostly to have on the background, versus me actually seeking them out, even though they all seem so similar to each other. I actually do find it interesting that to me there seems to be a difference in their quality in that regard, when in reality they don't seem to be all that different after all. So yeah. In terms of my vibe meter, I don't know, like I'm feeling like a, 8 out of 10, maybe 9. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 8. Yeah, sure, let's go with 8 out of 10. I think it's a pretty solid album. Again, like, I think that this, I have a feeling that I'll listen to this more in the future for sure. Like, yeah, I think this is gonna be quite an enjoyment for me. But yes, that's pretty much it. I'll see you tomorrow with a new album review, and I know that this one's coming late and should have come out tomorrow, or yesterday rather, but I hit a little bit of a break in the road, so yeah.